Welcome to the Success Sensei podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devane.
Bowing in, this is Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei, helping you to win at life one kick and punch at a time. Episode 294. Take the mask off and ask for what you want.
It's the Success Sensei podcast main event.
Take the mask off and ask for what you want. There might be a little bit of extra noise in the background because I'm actually outside of a training area. People are exercising, so, bear with it if you hear anything. Hopefully you won't, but sure. Here we go. This is 2 episodes rolled into one. Not even for the price of one, the price of free. 2 episodes for the price of free. Take off the mask and ask for what you want. First things first, take off the mask. So many people have a mask on. So many people are trying to protect their vulnerable side by putting on a false persona. And while that may attempt to protect yourself, it actually is putting a false version of yourself forward and could end up doing more harm because people might think that you're insincere. Your subconscious knows that you're being insincere as well. And, there's a toughness in allowing yourself to be yourself. There's a toughness to allowing yourself to be vulnerable, to normal. So try in as many cases as possible not to have that mask on. Now, I can hear you saying, in your day-to-day job, it's important to wear your mask. But is it? In your day-to-day job, it is important to be a good, positive version of yourself. You're probably being paid to be a positive, productive version of yourself, but still yourself. You're paid to be a positive version of yourself, but it's still you. It's not a completely separate person or personality. Trying to fake a personality to fit in, trying to say certain things to be manipulative. If you're in sales, I know that it has been popular enough to teach people to try to mirror their client in their speech patterns, in their body language to such an extent that, hopefully they purchase something from you. That's not sustainable. It's not sustainable within yourself. And if you're underestimating the intelligence of, your client and other people. And that's the problem with wearing masks. If people think that you're insincere, they absolutely will hold it against you. And they may never give you the opportunity to correct it. They may never acknowledge it. They may never say that that's why they didn't go ahead with the sale, or that's why they broke up that particular relationship with you. They more than likely they won't ever confront you about it, but that could be one of the reasons. So be as sincere to people as much as possible, and that starts with being as sincere as possible to yourself. Acknowledge who you are. One of the benefits, I suppose, of getting older is knowing yourself even more than when you're younger and being able to be true to yourself. I guess it's why certain old people are stereotyped, speaking out of turn or speaking their minds, because they've no barriers, they've no filters. So I'm not saying, be rude or hurt people's feelings, but be more true to who you are. If the world, or if even you yourself cannot accept who you are, it's something that you're going to have to work on. Everything is easier when you're able to be true to who you are. And the next part of the episode is ask for what you want. Now, this kind of is connected to taking off your mask. you need to put it out there what it is you want. So many people are sheepish about saying what it is they want. So many people are holding back. So many people are afraid to be judged if they express their interests or their goals. So many people are worried what way they'll be perceived. So they're not putting out into the world what it is that they want. And therefore, they're trying to do it in a roundabout way, if at all. And again, that's just going to piss other people off, make you appear to be insincere, fake, wearing a mask, etc., etc. And people tend not to want to help people who, they can't relate to or they see as being insincere. Honestly, to yourself and to others, ask for what it is that you want. So that does start with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to allow yourself to admit what it is that you're after, what it is that you hope to achieve, and allow yourself to imagine it and to plan for it and to go for it. Obviously, there's no point in everyday life walking up to everybody and telling them what it is that you want. You don't want to just go out of your way to annoy people and by saying it to them if it's not relevant to the conversation or they're not a part of whatever task or path or world that you're involved in or activity that it is that you're hoping to get after. There's no point in bringing it up. There's no point in telling people, high hopes and just rubbing their nose in it if they're not connected to it or they don't have similar hopes or similar mindset. So obviously, if it's not relevant to the person or the conversation, you don't need to be bringing it up. But if it is relevant to the person, if you're talking to somebody, if their advice is relevant, if their, friendship, their support, the relationship to you is relevant, if they're in a position or they've achieved what it is you're trying to do, if they have experience, if they know how to do it, if they know how not to do it, absolutely put it out there what it is that you hope to achieve. The more secretive you are, the less opportunity you have to gain the knowledge and potentially even gain a bit of help and support to achieve what you want to achieve. There's times to be protective over your goals and protective over your desires and what it is that you want. And there's times that, your secretiveness will absolutely hold you back. So take off your mask, be more authentic to who you are, even if it's, a consistently positive version of yourself or a consistently energetic version of yourself or a consistently helpful version of yourself. Remain true to who you are and put out there into the world. Put it into your mind first and then out into the world and to other people who, you respect, what it is that you want, what it is that you're after, your hopes and desires. Even verbalizing these things can help concrete your path towards your goal. And God knows we need all the help that we can get. Life is hard enough. There's a lot of things being thrown at us in every direction. If it isn't COVID, it's potential World War III. You just don't know what's around the corner. You just don't know what's going to happen. So therefore, this advice and the things that I'm talking about is more relevant now than ever. There's no point in living falsehoods. There's no point in living pretending you're someone else or trying to be someone else and not being true to yourself and not putting out there what it is that you want. Time is so precious. Life is so short. Go after what it is that you want and don't let your paranoia, don't let your fear of others, your fear of failure, imposter syndrome, don't let any of them get in the way, because ultimately that's going to lead to massive amounts of regret, and that should be more scary than any imposter syndrome or than any fear of failure or even fear of success. I hope that's given you a little bit of wind in your sails. Keep at it. We've only started into the month of March. It's absolutely fine if January and February you didn't start perfectly for you, or all your resolutions haven't come true, or all your goals, have had a few false starts. It's absolutely normal, absolutely fine, but keep consistent, keep after it. You can do it. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. Message me anytime. Thank you for listening. I'm Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.